Yep.
It's communist, okay.
Well, no. We're going empire, man.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. To authoritarians in Germany. Bro, I'm not an authoritarian. This is currently Hitler. Fucking Tito. We support your case and we will support you in whatever your plans are. We would like to an alliance with you in the war against the Nazis. We thank you for the offer, but the German monarchists will go it alone.
Well, hello!
Hello. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, it is me, Stanley Baldwin.
Hello, Mr. Baldwin. You are currently speaking to the monarchist exiles based out of Munich. Hello, sir. Welcome.
Well, well, if they would ever be in power, like...
We plan on it. Things are in motion as we speak to deal with the Nazis.
I mean, we totally support this act, like totally. But the thing is that even though your government would change, we will deny you of having a significant amount of naval assets.
Yeah, we will not be speaking too much from Navy-wise. We understand that the oceans are the domain of the British Empire, and frankly, we do not care much for it.
Yes. So
the sea is a dreadful place.
In a warning, if we ever catch you building a navy, that's gonna be a problem.
Were we not? The monarchist Germany seeks only to re-industrialize our country and bring us back from the mistakes of the First World War.
Alright, well, if Britain can ever help you with financing and stuff like that...
Let me make this very clear. Very soon there will be dramatic upheaval in Germany, and when the time comes, we hope that we have the support of the British, who are also monarchists. I know we have had our differences not too long ago, but I suspect that you would rather have us than Mr. Hitler.
Who would be the leader of this?
We're unsure at this time. Wilhelm has been talked about, but his son is the one that we would want. Wilhelm is an ancient relic, and we would seek to get rid of him.
We will not ally with someone who has caused the World War I.
Caused World War I? Sir, I think you are not remembering history correctly. Do you honestly believe that it was us who started the First World War? You're an educated man, you're an intelligent man. Come on, you know better than that.
Serbia? Who attacked Serbia? Who attacked Belgium?
Belgium I will grant you, but Belgium was not the beginning of World War I.
But who attacked Serbia?
Who did attack Serbia?
It was ally of German Empire.
The Austrians were an alliance that we did not want, but we needed, and unfortunately we were pushed into the war that we did not wish to fight in. I know you have spent great effort demonizing our people, sir, but as I've said before, you're much too wise to know that that is not the true reality.
Yes. But anyways, to be completely honest, we don't seek war. We have seen enough of
course, as have we. We seek the glory that happened prior to World War I, which is a strong economy and a technological power in Germany. That is all we seek.
Yes. We are simply just tired of all the war.
Wonderful. As are we. It is time for a new reality in Europe, my friend, and I hope that we can build it together.
Yes. Well, anyways, I'm going to go back to London. Have fun flying the Zeppelin to New York. I heard that's a big thing that you guys are doing.
Oh, yes, of course. Okay. Have a safe travel home. And we will speak to you soon. Yeah. 80 days to go. The Kingdom of the Netherlands wishes good luck to the German resistance and wishes to have good relations with our Germanic brothers. Romania, Yugoslavia, and Greece have recently been in talks with each other. There is an unknown party also involved with these talks, but it has been kept secret even from the Romanian people. So something's going on in the Balkans. The Balkans are getting spicy.
Yes, I believe the Balkans will be, as in World War I, a powder keg.
I think so too. I think it is the best interests of the resistance and the to-be German Empire to stay out of the Balkans.
Well, we could spread our influence there by making an
Of
army.
course, but we should be very careful, and we should not have any direct alliances with them, so we don't have what had it happen before. You know.
We're also surrounded by a lot of, how can I say, active countries.
Let's go war. Let's keep our political power and go war economy as soon as the civil war breaks out.
Yeah, that's what I thought about. But we have to pay attention to war support.
Yep.
Because the game could ask us to basically revert.
When we go to the civil war, what we could do is just do the war propaganda and then take war economy after.
Yeah, we're doing this first.
Yep, absolutely. So actually, do you pronounce Hammurabi? Not to be rude, I just don't want to stick around saying Harambe. Yeah, everyone says Harambe when they don't know how to say my name. It's Hammurabi. That's how I say it, Hammurabi. Got it. Good shit. Wonderful. All right, let's work on economic recovery. You know what we're gonna do. Hang the bastards. Today, the German Empire announces it has returned. Hitler was too dangerous to be allowed to live, and he has been dealt with. This is a new dawn for Germany.
Hello, here's the world powers, France, UK, and so.
Hello, gentlemen. Welcome to Berlin. I'm sorry that everything's in rubble, but we had to deal with Hitler.
We came to congratulate you on your victory against the fascists.
Thank you very much. It was a swift victory. The German people understood that Hitler was not the path forward. Of course, we were offered the chance to bring back Wilhelm II, but frankly, we feel that he is just simply too old-minded to really make a new world. So you are speaking to Wilhelm III. My father will continue to be banished and will not be returning to the Empire.
Oh yes, we actually wouldn't like him to rule the empire.
We have who?
Wilhelm II.
No. My father was not a great man, and frankly, he disappointed the German people. He will continue his exile, and he will die far from the fatherland.
Yeah, I heard he was in Netherlands and has a.
I don't keep track on his whereabouts, frankly. He is a disappointment to this family and will never return. How can I help you, gentlemen? How can I help you?
Well, the French just wanted to come in and commend the German people for their great, just willpower. So most countries, like most people, would not be willing to fight such a war against such a harsh government.
Sir, any true patriot would lay down his life for his country, and I was willing to do so. I do not fear the Nazis, sir. What I fear is a Germany brought to ruin by extremists. That is what I fear. So I thank you. I thank you very much, Mr. Bloom.
Okay,
Thank you.
one thing though. So, because you are now the German Empire, you have to uphold the treaties they have signed in the past.
Of course, we will honor many of them unless they were made in bad faith. So we will uphold our commitment to peace in Europe. We do desire a greater Germany, but let me make it very clear, this will only be done diplomatically. We seek to bring Austria back into the fold, but if they do not wish to do so, we will not force them.
We will grant you the permission to have a fleet of coastal defense, but no submarine warfare. That's illegal.
Submarines, well,
All capital ships, may I add.
But they can have few capital. I think we can grant them that. They can have. Few.
My advisors have recommended we start to build a very small navy, frankly, just for coastal defense. We are very worried about the goings on in other countries, and we want to be able to protect our coastlines from invasion. So we thank you on that.
Yes, you can have the navy, but the navy has to be smaller range.
Of course, of course. Frankly, we see it as a mute point and an exercise in futility to even attempt to build a navy that could contend with the great powers such as yourselves. So it is not worth our effort. It is not worth the effort of the German people.
Yes. Well, anyways, did any of the great powers have anything else to say? Russia, France?
No, just...
Well, may I say this, gentlemen? It is an honor to be amongst you, and it's great to be back. We look forward to making many great trade deals, economic deals with you, and building a brighter future for all of our great nations.
This is something I'm happy to hear.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Bloom. Thank you, Britain, and thank you, Mr. Yesov. Hello, hello, hello. Who am I speaking with? Who am I speaking with?
I am the Japanese ambassador in Berlin.
Hello, hello, hello. I am Wilhelm III, the recently reinstated monarch of Germany. How can I help you, sir?
I'm here to talk about the German advisor in the Republic of China.
Ah, the advisor we sent over there. Yes, that was done by my false predecessor, Mr. Hitler. So we do not condone the actions there.
Well, that's perfect. Because but the Republic of China and the Empire of Japan have friction on certain borders in Asia, as you may know.
Of course, I'm well aware of the issue.
If conflicts there will be, we hope that the support of Germany won't go to China.
Let me ask you a simple question, sir. And I want your honest answer here, because I will know if you are lying. Does the power in your great nation lie in your emperor or in your military?
Our military is a reflection of our emperor's might.
Ah, I understand.
Our military serve our emperors.
So I take it to be that the military has the control in your government.
No, the emperor is the only ruler of Japan.
Of course, sir, but let us put aside such things and talk honestly man to man here. Who rules your nation? I'm talking to you right now, ambassador, not your nation, and I want an honest response.
Our emperor is the only leader of Japan.
Very well, very well. I see that, I hope that is the case. If the emperor is truly the one in power, I'll be happy to work alongside Mr. Hirohito. But all of my sources have suggested that that is not the case.
That must be lies.
Of course. Of course.
Of course, yes.
Very well.
Could I talk to the other one, if you see what I mean? Could I talk to Emanon just out of
Mr. Ludendorff, yes, he is predisposed at the moment. Mr. Ludendorff, would you like to speak to the ambassador?
With pleasure.
it appears that the Poles are not willing to return our rightful land to us. That is quite a shame. If the Empire is to restore its proper borders and rebuild a true German nation, we will not be able to deal with the Polish government if they do not seek to return our rightful land to us. That is a shame. That is a real shame. So what comes will come now.
I think it would be wise to build relations with the nation of Turkey soon.
I think you are absolutely correct, Mr. Ludendorff. I will personally take a trip to Istanbul to cement good relations with our old allies. Mr. Ludendorff, I will be leaving you in charge of the nation while I am gone. I am sure you are more than capable.
Because of the Ottoman, an old friend called the
Of
Ottoman
course.
Empire could
Of
be
course,
formed,
of course.
And also the chromium supplies would be...
Oh, I am well aware. I am well aware. Let me see if I can get into the VC right now.
Perfect.
Romania only seeks to grow influence within its sphere. We hope the Germans do not see it as a threat. I'll go speak to Carl first, though. Oh, no, here he is. Hello! Am I speaking with Mr. Ataturk? I have come a long way to Istanbul. I'm very weary, but I wish to immediately commence talks with you, sir. It is an honor.
Yes, it is indeed the minister from Turkey. What do you wish to discuss?
Am I speaking with Mr. Ataturk? I have traveled far to come to Istanbul, and I would hope to speak with Mr. Ataturk himself.
Yes, this is Ataturk.
Wonderful, wonderful. Sir, it is an honor. It is a true honor. As I'm sure you're well, I, Wilhelm III, have taken back control of my great nation, and I am looking to build a bright future for my great nation. Sir, what are your plans for the future in Turkey?
Well, first off, we would like to build up our industry. Secondly, the Belgrade Pact would like to take care of the Bulgarian threat that is rising with communist supporters.
Oh, communism in Bulgaria. That is shocking to hear.
Lastly, Russia is currently inviting us into talks due to the oil shortage in
Of course.
Turkey.
Well, sir, I want to put this very frankly. We were friends in the First World War, and we were friends long before that. And I would hope that after the disgrace that was Mr. Hitler, we can rebuild relations between our two great nations. I know you are taking a different path now, and I am very much in support of it, Mr. Ataturk. But I would hope that we can build a great working relationship together and make our nations powerful through economy and trade, as is the future of this great nation and planet.
I do hope to keep our relations strong and powerful as we did during the First World War.
Wonderful, wonderful. In that case,
The second one hasn't happened yet. Secondly,
with good leadership such as ourselves, Mr. Ataturk, there will be no such war. There will be no such war.
we certainly do hope so for our people who are in turmoil.
I understand. Turkey is going through a great identity crisis, and there is no other man I would rather see steering the ship than you, Mr. Ataturk. In that case, would you be willing for our great nations to sign a non-aggression pact?
At the moment, yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That is why I came to Great Istanbul. I also wish to see the Hagia Sophia for myself and see the culture of this great city and this great nation.
You are more than welcome to.
Thank you very much.
Time.
I will be spending another day here. I hope you will join me on a river cruise if you have the time, sir. And with that, I will be returning home to Berlin. Now that we have agreed that we are fast friends, I am looking forward to working with you in the future, sir.
We do hope to see you once again in the future and afterwards.
Wonderful, wonderful. And of course, you can always come to Berlin if you wish and see my great city. With that, sir, I will leave you. I'm sure you have many important things to attend to, so I thank you for your time. Hello there, Mr. Carl. I know that this is a bit of a surprise, but as I, Wilhelm III, I was just in Istanbul discussing things with Mr. Ataturk, and I thought I would stop by Bucharest on my way home to discuss things with you, sir. I hope I have caught you at a good time.
I'm sorry?
I hope I have caught you at a good time and you are not predisposed.
No, this is a fine time.
Wonderful, wonderful. I received your correspondence. It took a little while to catch up to me because I was traveling to Istanbul, but I finally received it. I know that you have stated that you are wishing to build a sphere in the Balkans. Is that what I understand?
Yes, between the monarchies of Romania, Yugoslavia, and Greece.
Well, let me just say, sir, that I am a huge fan of what you're doing. It is good to see the monarchies of Europe continue to retain power. Obviously, the German people have no desire to get involved with the things that go on in the Balkans after our history, as you are very much aware, we all are. So we would be happy to give the organization of the Balkans over to you, as long as good relations can be built between our true empires and our great spheres.
Of course, and if we do have any other expansions outside of the Balkans, you will be for sure the first to know.
Wonderful, wonderful.
We'll be willing.
Though let me make one thing very clear. We are seeking to rebuild a greater German sphere of German peoples, and in our eyes, Northern Europe is entirely in our sphere. Do you have anything against that statement?
The only counter to that is, do you have any? Is Hungary of any importance to you?
Very little.
All right.
Czechoslovakia and Austria are ours, of course.
Of course.
Of course. In that case, I think our borders are firmly set. The north is the sphere of the German Empire. The south is the sphere of the Balkans of the Kingdom of Romania. Are we in agreement on this, sir?
Yes, sir, we are. Thank you.
Wonderful. In that case, would you like to sign a formal non-aggression pact between our two great nations, Mr. Carl?
I would, and I will forward that to my allies and see if they would be willing to sign that pact as well.
Wonderful. We would be happy to sign it. In that case, sir, I'll be taking my leave. I am having a bit of a tour of Europe, and I would love to see your great city of Bucharest before I make my journey home to Berlin.
Of course, and make sure you head north and go through the mountains of Transylvania. They're quite beautiful.
Oh, I heard they're lovely. I will absolutely do some hiking on the way home. Thank you, Mr. Carl. It is great to see another monarch still in power, sir, and I will leave you to your business. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I've returned to Berlin. Hello, hello.
Hello, I would like to know who is our next interest or enemy.
Our next interest will be to try and get the Austrians to return home to us, as they rightfully should.
Yes, if we do that, can we try to get the total war?
We will not seek war of them, Ludendorff. Ludendorff, we will not be seeking war of Austrians. They are our brothers. They are our Germanic brothers. But if war comes, then we will have to. Because for all that I have said to the other powers in Europe, them joining is not a choice. We will give them the choice first, but if they choose to ignore our request, we know what must be done, do we not?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How's it going, John? Pretty good, dude. Going well, going well. Hello.
So the French have seen after the great comeback of the German Empire, the French people have seen how great the Germans have been after this empire. They've been wanting a more monarchist path.
Yes, my friend.
The French have also been really looking at their allies, the United Kingdom and the Soviets, and have seen the harsh treatment they have given the Germans, as they have put in sanctions on Navy and just looking at you poorly. So
it has been quite harsh. It has been quite harsh. We will say that.
yes, and the French people have always disagreed with this, but you know, what can you do? But now we want to start it off good with a non-aggression pact and potentially a future economic.
Say no more, Mr. Bloom.
Yes.
I have written up the document as we speak and sent it over to your advisors.
Thank you. The German people are great people. Have a good day.
You as well, my friend. You as well. So we need to get more men in the field. We need 500,000 men in the field, Ludendorff.
Oh, why didn't you say that? We can easily do that.
Yes, yes. Mr. Ludendorff, as leader of the military command for the German Empire, I will put it on you to get 500,000 men into the field. I'm sure you can do this.
With these.
With ease. Indeed, that's what I like to hear.
The talks. How did the talks with Turkey go?
The talks with Turkey went well. They will be staying, I think, a democratic line, and they do not want to basically commit to any... We need to get rid of unstable government. What am I doing? They have not committed to any sort of major deals, but we have a non-aggression pact with them, and we have opened the door for some sort of economic treaties between our two great nations, I believe. I also stopped in Bucharest on the way home and spoke extensively with Karl. He is seeking to build a sphere in the Balkans, and frankly, I have no problem with that. The Balkans are a dreadful place, and I want nothing to do with them.
You mean Katowice? Gdynia.
I sought a diplomatic solution with the Poles. I sought to have them return our territory and to form an alliance with them. And you know what he said? He said we had no right to them. And frankly, that made me angry. So what comes out of the Polish situation, I think, has already been decided. I am a reasonable man, Mr. Ludendorff, you know that well. But when a nation like Poland speaks to our great empire this way, it leads us with very little recourse.
Yes, they did. They are following treacherous ways by enslaving the German people in their country.
Of course. The Germans in Poland have been repressed for too long, and if they will not be returned to us peacefully, then we will do it the old-fashioned way, as my father did before me. Turn, but that is worrying.
Russia is being a monarch. It's gonna go the monarch way. Same with the British and the French.
Full monarchy Europe, let's do it.
Jesus.
This will be interesting. Let's see how it goes. Any other... yeah, productive focus. I didn't go that.
Well, while our old enemies are reforming to new and better ways, we haven't actually heard anything from Italy.
We haven't. I should probably take a trip down to Rome.
Yes. Okay.
Mr. Ludendorff, prepare for Austria. I will return shortly.
Alright.
Hello.
Hello.
It is I, Wilhelm III. I had traveled to Rome to visit His Holiness and to discuss the future of you, Mr. Mussolini. I assume I'm speaking to Mr. Mussolini?
You're speaking to one of my personalities, yes.
Oh boy. Very well, Mr. Mussolini. I wish to speak to you as to the future of your nation. What are your plans, sir?
Italy does not have any plans at the moment. We just want to build up and see what the world has to offer.
Dominate Europe.
Is your advisor correct in his statement, sir?
Maybe.
An expansionist Italy. Where are you planning on expanding to, Mr. Mussolini?
I've been to Berlin. It's a pretty nice city.
I would be careful as to your next statement, sir.
Oh, that was a joke by the Italian general fascist dictator.
Yes, I am sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I think our humors are very different, sir.
Yeah, it's pretty bad actually.
Mm-hmm.
But we feel a bit threatened by the Balkan Union, so we might actually just be defensive and see what.
The Balkan Union is quite strong to the east, and to the west I hear rumblings that the French are seeking a return of a king or emperor as well.
And what is your relationship with France?
As of now, we do not have one. We have good relations and good trade relations with them, but beyond that, we have made no formal alliances. We are very interested to see what will happen there, but we are unsure as of now. I think we all are.
Yeah. I think my other personality also agrees that we do not want to have a war with Germany.
You know, I have a good friend from Austria who's a psychologist who'd be happy to consult you on your multiple personality disorder.
That's not needed.
That sounds great.
Wonderful, wonderful. I will have him sent to Rome as soon as I return home. He's wonderful. He's wonderful.
Well, to other matters, to show that we have no interest in attacking Germany, we could accept a non-aggression pact.
I see that as most reasonable. I will draft the paperwork and send it over to your government as we speak.
That's
Wonderful.
Good. Then we have agreement.
Wonderful. In that case, I'm glad to see that we have peace between our two nations, and I hope good trade. Germany is seeking to form a greater Germany, but let me make that very clear. We will only seek Germanic territories. Of course, Italy is not included within that, so you have nothing to worry about from us.
Then we have no problems.
Wonderful, wonderful, sir. Then I will be taking my time to see the sights of Rome, and I will be returning home to Berlin, sir. I thank you very much, and I hope to speak with you in the future.
Thank you. We will talk later.
Absolutely.
With your talks in Italy.
We had a very good discussion with Mr. Mussolini. He seems the most reasonable man. He is threatened, obviously, by the Great Pact to the east and the restoration of the French monarchy, and he has been most reasonable with us, so we are going to be... Actually, hold up. We can go ahead and just Anschluss right now. Let's do that first.
Yes, we can.
Our plans for Greater Germany are beginning to become a reality, sir. It is very good indeed. It is a good day for the German Empire. Let us put it to a vote, and we will ask Austria to return to the fatherland. Are they going to Solnit? I don't think they are. I think he's going Democratic. We'll see. The Spanish are going to be a republic, so I'm not sure. I think they're going to go communist. We'll see. We will find out shortly. Mr. Ludendorff, wake up, Mr. Ludendorff. It's time for the Polish breakfast. Our plans have been put in motion. My father, Wilhelm II, he was a very unambitious man. He sought only the power of the German Empire. I seek much more than that. Greater Germany is a dream in the hearts of true Germans, and I think I am the man to make that into reality. We shall do so. I'm just monologuing in front of the mirror right now. That's what this is. Bright did I focus?
In 140 days.
That I leave up to you, Mr. Ludendorff. As the commander of the German army, it is completely up to you, sir.
It seems that if they are choosing a borders war, we should educate them at least.
I think they will be reasonable. I think they will be reasonable. I hope they will be reasonable. They are German brothers, Ludendorff. You know this. It is important.
Nationalism changes a man.
It does. It
Not
does.
underestimate.
And Mr. Schuschnigg has very much put them on the wrong path. So we will be returning them to the fold, whether that be through force of arms or through the goodwill and voting of their people.
Since Bonaparte's era of socialism, everything has been falling apart, and
That fellow Marx was not a good one. It's a shame that our ancestors did not do with him as we should have done. But hindsight is 20/20, is it not, Ludendorff?
well, you do speak the truth.
I do indeed. All right, my friend, I think it is time to create a discussion in St. Petersburg. I am going to leave on a cruise to the Baltic and head to St. Petersburg to discuss things with the leader of Russia. I assume you have things in hand with Austria?
As always.
Wonderful, Ludendorff. I will return. Where is he? Where the fuck is Moisty? Hello there!
Hello.
Mr. Andrei Vlasov. It is I, Wilhelm III. I have traveled to St. Petersburg through the Baltic to discuss the future of our great nations together, my friend.
Indeed, indeed.
How are things in Russia? I have seen that you have a great upheaval in your nation. And the return of the empire is not something I expected, but I think many did not expect a return of the German Empire, so we are similar in that regard.
Indeed. Just like you, we've gotten rid of a foul dictatorship. His paranoia really...
That Stalin fellow seemed to be a strange bird, to put it lightly, and I'm glad to see him removed from this planet.
Indeed. Same with you with Hitler, my friend.
Wonderful, wonderful. We have both disposed of horrible men, and I think it is the time to think about a new future for Europe and for the world, is it not?
Indeed, yes, it is. Yes.
So tell me, my friend, what are your plans for the Russian Empire?
All we want is to retake our land, such as Estonia.
Ah, well, it seems that the Swedes have got there before you.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Latvia, Lithuania, Poland if needed.
Ah, on the
And,
subject of Poland, sir,
Finland.
I at first sought good relations with Poland, with the assumption that they would be reasonable and return rightful German territory to us, but frankly, sir, they have diplomatically spit in my face. and I have taken grave insult to this matter. As such, the German Empire, in seeking to rebuild a broader German territory and a broader Germanic people and empire, have no choice but to take more aggressive actions towards Poland.
Indeed, we have requested them not to take Lithuania, but as you can see, they are.
Oh, we are well
justified.
aware. They are warmongering and they are most unreasonable. Their leader,
Indeed.
frankly, does their nation a great disservice. So on that account, I would frankly, speaking truth to you, propose a partition of Poland as our ancestors have done time and time again.
Indeed, I am more than willing to bring the Polish scum to their knees any day.
Wonderful. In that case, we would propose a splitting of Poland in half, and we would of course allow you to take Latvia and Lithuania with the assumption that we take Memel, which is a rightful Germanic claim.
Of course, you may have that.
In that case, sir, let us honor this great treaty and great promise for the future with the signing of a binding document to make sure our nations never go to war.
Of course, we
Wonderful.
accept, my friend. I'm gonna sign here.
Wonderful, wonderful. In that case, sir, I think we have discussed most of the future for our nations. Is there anything else you would like to discuss, Mr. Vlasov?
Sweden, what's your opinion on them?
They are a monarchy. I have not spoken at length with Mr. Gustav, I will be quite frank, but we would rather align ourselves with the Russian bear than the Swedish moose or whatever the fuck they have there.
I think that's Canadian, but sure.
Close enough. Wonderful! I've just received a call from my advisor, Mr. Ludendorff, who has stated that we have managed to return Austria to our rightful territory.
Yeah, congratulations, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. This is a great victory for not just the German Empire, for all German people, wherever they live, in any corner of this great earth.
Indeed, we think the same for all Russian people as well, hiding in Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. They must be brought back to their true country.
But to answer your question, Mr. Vlasov, we are neutral with the Swedes, and we will stay neutral. And as I've said, the bear is a much greater ally than the Swedish, whatever. Reindeer. Let's go with reindeer. They have reindeer there, right?
Reindeer, sure, we'll go with that. Indeed,
Wonderful.
yes. All right,
Very well, Mr. Vlasov. I will be seeing the sights of St. Petersburg, and I will be returning to Germany. So I thank you for this talk, and I look forward to many more fruitful ones in the future.
Indeed, take your time. If you run across anything troublesome, please contact me.
Of course, of course. I think my own bodyguards will be more than enough, but I thank you for the offer, sir.
No issue.
Of course, of course. I hope to see you in the future. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye.
Mr. Ludendorff, I've returned to Berlin with good tidings indeed. Our Austrian brothers have agreed to rejoin the fold, and our dream of a greater Germany is starting to begin, Mr. Ludendorff. I know that you desired war, but I did not wish to see the blood of Austrians who are fellow Germans be shed.
Hello, Mr. Wilhelm II.
Hello, who am I speaking to as of now?
King Edward VIII of
Edward, thank you for coming all the way to Berlin. This is a wonderful surprise. Take a seat, sir. Take a seat.
Oh, thank you.
I hope you had a good travel across the channel.
Yes. We have a problem on our hands and we are preparing to deal with it.
What is the problem you are having?
The Irish are trying to exploit our empire falling apart. And we will not have a fascist state of Ireland.
It's the Irish are fascist?
Yes.
Oh, sir. As a man who has seen firsthand the dangers of fascism, you have the German Empire's full support in anything that you do there. And if you require any sort of aid, all you need to do is ask.
And we will seek to bring the dominions back into the fold, as they have left us.
They have abandoned you in your time, I see, indeed. Well, of course, the German Empire, let me put this very frankly, you know our ambitions to form a greater Germany. And if you are to build your own sphere and to keep out of ours, we would be happy to work very, very closely with you indeed.
Yes. So we only seek to bring the dominions back into the fold.
Of course.
And we would have a non-intervention to Europe for now.
In
And
that
we-
case, we would be happy to sign this document, and we would happy to give any sort of aid you desire with the Irish or in your conquests of your former dominions.
Sounds great.
It's-
As you know, fascist threat and possible threats to outside of Europe have to be taken care of.
Of course. Europe is, of course, the center of the world, but we must not forget the rest of it.
Yes.
Indeed. In that case,
Oh.
Mr. Edward, King Edward, is there anything else you wish to talk before you enjoy your stay here in Berlin and return home?
Well, I need to go very quickly back to London because in 2 days we will launch
Ah,
Operation.
we wish you the best of luck, Edward. Have a safe return home, and the spirit of the German people will be there alongside your soldiers.
What do you think about our operation name?
What was it called?
It's called Operation Emerald.
I would say it's fitting. I would say it's fitting.
And oh, my people just started. I have to hurry back.
Best of luck to you, Mr. Edward. Best of luck.
Yes, we will see you guys someday.
Someday, indeed. Ludendorff, I have an important mission for you.
Please do.
We must bring back Czechoslovakia into the fold, and without a proper army to intimidate their false government, it is not possible. I would request
They're
you put
already
another 100,000 soldiers into the field.
We have already put in more armies, and we have equipped our armies with modern and better artillery.
Perfect.
So we can
But again,
siege
I think it is important that we put another 100,000 soldiers into the field, so we can intimidate them with the might of the German military.
100,000 more.
Yes.
I see.
Absolutely.
It shall be done.
Thank you, Ludendorff. I would also like to formally state that you are going to be honored for your service to the German Empire, and you will be promoted to the first among equals and the Great Field Marshal of the German Empire.
Such an honor is too much for me.
It is not too much. It is fitting and deserved, and you know it.
I would also, if I could ask, if we could recall Paul von Lettow-Warbeck as a general.
So where did we send him?
I have to look into it, but let me just see. I don't. It seems he was maybe exiled.
Where did we exile him to? Any players in America and Asia? I don't believe so, Yellowvender.
Maybe he was exiled by the fascist government.
Your insults will do nothing but bring your nation to doom. Choose your next words with care. We are receiving threats from Poland, and frankly, I do not care for them.
Understandable. I already mobilized a certain way of fighting against Poland.
Good, good.
Since our agents are now put to use in Czech.
Wonderful. I'm really enjoying your use of a co-op as a character. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, Cassius. I need to do this more. It allows me to focus more on RP, which is what I really enjoy doing too, which is awesome.
I would recommend to not to establish Volkswagen.
We are going to be dealing with the Czechs now, I believe.
Yes, yes, we are militarizing for that.
Of course, of course. The German nationals within Czechoslovakia must be dealt with, Ludendorff, you know this. You share my dream of greater Germany. So be it, Poland, so be it. I can't wait for the $1 million RP game. That is so much RP potential, I agree. And we're going to be using, we're going to do the fully released one, not the beta. It's more stable. I'm needed in the Netherlands.
Poland.
Ludendorff, I have matters to attend to out of character. I need to go to the bathroom. Can you go for me to the Amsterdam and discuss things with the leader of the Dutch and in relation to the Rexist in Belgium?
Yes, what is our goal here?
We must stop fascism in Belgium, and we are willing to fully back our allies within the Netherlands. I will return shortly. You have the wheel, Ludendorff.
I see. Alright, let's get the Dutch Prime Minister in here. Hello.
Hello.
Is this Hendrikus Koijin from the Democratic States of the Netherlands?
I think yes, but not more like we would prefer the term constitutional monarchist or even monarch.
I see. So you share similar values.
Yes,
Well-
yes, and we have invited you for this emergency meeting of this Deutschland.
I'm sorry? Süddeutschland.
Deutschland.
Don't worry yourself, there's a language barrier. So I see the issue is the increasingly worrying state of Belgium, which disrupts the influence in the Benelux states.
Yes, and
Now-
I have seen reports that they are trying to bring back the Deutsche Reich, which is a failed state under
Yes,
an
yes.
authoritarian rule.
The
I-
Deutsche
I've-
Reich is just a placebo of the German Reich that was used by Hitler.
Yes, we shall not speak of that man.
I
We
see.
shall not after your great struggle.
Now I see
Ah.
that the leader just left from the Belgium Empire,
What?
but if he comes back, now let's
Oh,
talk
no.
about it.
Oh no, I know this. He's brained just as Pierre Dupont, the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. They're expanding their brained just as the Kingdom of Denmark.
I see. Now, what are your relations with Belgium? What have they said?
We have talked about increasingly communist.
I have
communist
returned.
in- Hello,
Now,
Mr.
my king,
Mr. Wilhelm.
to be frank, we will understand and we will support our constitutional monarchies in any way that is necessary to fight against fascist Belgium, who have embraced socialism and are fighting against God-rightful monarchism.
I did,
Now-
Dolphin. Yep.
Their leader just left, so I'm not sure if they are going to
Yeah.
fulfill their duties or like their interests. But we will protect your interests and ours alike.
I didn't have the time to tell you that I've spoken with the Kaiser himself, and we have
Yes.
talked about a possible a possible gift for the Germans for their amazing support for
And that
our
gift would
rightful
be?
cause, and open Malmedy, of course.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Open Malmedy. Look at open. It was rightful German territory before the Great War.
In exchange for our support, he has offered to return our rightful Germanic territory.
That is under.
Thank you
German
very
occupation.
much. That is truly.
The Dutch are true friends indeed.
Yes, we shall import them and their interests, even colonial interests, since the Dutch
Yes.
have such claims in the world. And we hope we can come to an agreement where possibly the Netherlands will control the Benelux states. Now I have to go and ask about the disappearance of the leader of Belgium. So if you
Yeah.
excuse me.
Yes, I will be talking with the Kaiser about Mr. Wilhelm. I am also. It's also picking in my interest that the Japanese have invaded the Republic of China, and and have just invited Siam into their sphere.
Ah,
As they are closing in into our into Indonesia, I know that our treatment of the locals hasn't been the best, but I do acknowledge war crimes when I see them.
I mean, frankly, we would rather have you in charge of those regions than the Japanese. So
Yes, I see your point. Also,
I think it would be in your interest, sir, to discuss things with the British Isles, for their great navy would be needed to stop the Japanese expansion into Southeast Asia.
Yes, we will also like for guarantees and anti-fascist revolutionary measures, of course.
Of course.
Continue diplomatic relations with the British Isles.
We will, of course, back you in this matter, now that you are a firm ally. In fact, frankly, Mr. Colian, we would actually like to invite you. Actually, can we? We are not able to invite you.
I don't know yet.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Also, Mr. I've talked with. I will also want to talk with Mr. Kirill Vladimirovich about the of course illegitimate government of Poland that is happening and.
We have tried to make good deals with the Polish government. As you know, I, Wilhelm III, am a very reasonable man. And in the beginning, I sought only the return of rightful German territory. But he spit in my face and refused to make a deal. And I have discussed things with Russia, and we are planning a partition. After word of this has reached him, he has tried to come to a diplomatic conclusion to this. But frankly, I think we have already broke down in terms of our relations with them. So we will be forcefully dealing with the Poles. They have left us no choice.
Yes. We are, as you know, the Dutch also shared the Romanian opinion that the leaders are not the most peaceful, as we have seen.
Romania is a good ally of the German Empire.
Yes, I know. But
how's it going, Cookie Monster? Thanks for the bits, man. Appreciate it.
We have seen that King Carol has had a talk with the so-called president of the Republic of Poland. But as you know, the Dutch people do not see it either as a republic or as a monarchy.
It is its own beast indeed. It is its own beast indeed.
It is just a dictatorship.
Of course. Hamu bullying Poland? Bro, I try to be diplomatic.
Imagine not bullying Poland.
No. For Greater Germany and a nation made up of Germans to be created, we have no choice but to deal with the Poles. And I try to be reasonable with them. But when a person is unreasonable, there can only be one result. I did not demand pretty much 50% of your territory, Dutch. Don't even.
What happened with Mr. Deutschland, as they are so-called themselves?
You mean the Belgians?
Yes.
I do not know. Ludendorff is currently actually, he's here. No, he's not. Ludendorff is currently talking with him. So.
That seems a bit. I'm afraid of another an anti-coup, a coup for coup, if you understand. Another. As I have seen, the French are not expansionists in any way, as they have tried to sway Belgium away from fascism, but they have just reluctantly refused all.
Indeed. So to make things sure, when are the Dutch planning on intervening with the Rexus to the south?
At this moment, the Dutch are starting our ammunition of production.
Wonderful.
Yes.
When the time comes, you will have our aid. You will have our aid indeed.
Yes.
Very well, sir. Is there anything else to discuss before I return home to Berlin? I am preparing for a situation in Czechoslovakia.
No. Do you have any guarantees on the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg? Because it seems that Deutschland is already showing their
I will not guarantee them. Out of character. Actually, I can enter a war with them right now, but I'm not going to, so.
Thank you for your time.
You as well, sir. You as well. Have a safe journey home.
You're then Kaiser.
I applaud Poland here. The only one's not cozying up to Germany. True. Ludendorff's Evil Incorporated. Yeah, but Condor, you gotta remember, we're not the good guy in this story. We're not Hitler, but we're not the good guy here.
We're more
Why am I
Hitler.
evil?
Bro, have you read about Ludendorff?
Yes.
We're,
That's
we're
what I
more
mean.
we're more like in the gray area.
Dark, dark, dark gray, yes.
May I ask? Can I be the Pope, as in the RP?
You sure, man? Go for it.
Fucking A.
We have a Pope
Okay,
RP now, let's fucking get it.
Yeah, but make sure to not be thrown out by an
I
angry
am
husband.
going to farm the.
It's
Yeah,
fucking
it's
shame.
The fuck's the
I
golden
wouldn't-
circle?
I mean, I
So,
wouldn't
Mr.
mind.
Mr. Ludendorff, is anybody interested to join the Triple Alliance?
Which alliance?
Which alliance?
Oh yeah, I have a question. What
The
would
Central
happen
Powers.
with what would happen with Belgium if it comes to a liberation of their people?
We will of course form the United Lowlands. That's
I
a
see.
federation.
I have also
for all
spoken with Napoleon, and he supports what is happening in the lowlands.
We need
who?
to expand our
You mean us?
faction. Oh no, we don't actually.
We
sorry.
do not actually.
But I would recommend rewriting our faction from Central Powers to the Reichspact.
Yeah, you're right actually.
The Kaiser Reichspact, maybe.
It's not,
No,
it's not letting me rename it. Can you try and rename it? It might be the main one.
Yeah, I can rename it.
Reich main.
How do you check how much influence you have in your country? In Millennium Dawn, you right-click on your nation, and then in the menu, it'll say how many nations have like influence over you in the influence section.
What the fuck? He's kind of weak actually. What the fuck?
Kaiser Reich moment, absolutely hyper.
Okay, so what do we want to rename it to?
Let's do Reichspakt.
Mm,
That does sound pretty chill, actually. We'll go for that.
yeah. Yeah, to be honest, like better than the fucking
Can you close
Central
it?
Powers.
There he goes.
I'm gonna do
Sweetness.
it in German, by the way.
Do it. What diplomatic menu? My tutorial will tell you what that is. You should already have seen it. But if you right-click on your nation like this, if you look at my screen bandit, right here, there should be a little influence section, and it should show you how much influence foreign powers over you. If that doesn't work, you can go to your decisions. You can go all the way down to around halfway in your Millennium Dawn screen, and you should see a foreign influence section, which will tell you how many people have influence over you. Yep, there you go. What's Poland and Lithuania doing here like it's the 18th century? I'm not too sure. I know you're not the type of player to abuse it, so you're fine. But
Fantastic, because
Alright.
this was actually my character's goal.
yeah, go for it. That's totally fine.
Thank you.
But anyway, Mr. Napoleon, I am
Yes.
very disappointed to see you siding with the fascists, who are, of course, great enemies of the German Empire.
My friend.
Sir,
We look-
I wish to understand
been-
before I condone, why did you do this?
Our eyes were opened by the great diplomats of Belgium. They opened our eyes to what they are truly for, and therefore their people. As Napoleon loves his people, we love France. We want everything to have peace, and to secure that peace, we must side with these people. As
Your
They've
words sound
shown-
wonderful, but they fall on deaf ears since you are siding with the fascists. If you had been protecting an authoritarian, a democratic, or even a communist nation, I could understand your mindset. But you are protecting a fascist, sir. You are protecting a fascist.
you dare threaten the
So
French
I
state,
ask
you speak
again.
to me with this
I am not
blasphemy?
seeking a conflict with you, Napoleon. I am seeking to understand your mindset. Why did you do this?
Because he struck me one of the greatest offers I've ever heard. He will return the great. Oh shoot! Russia to send me some interesting news, but sorry. He's going to return the rightful French land to France, as we will work together to strengthen the lowlands. The French have always been friends with the lowlands, even in times of fascism and nationalism. We still want to support our brethren.
Oh god, I don't have any troops. I just lost all of them.
Well, Napoleon, I will say this. I am still very disappointed, but of course now Belgium is within your sphere.
Yes.
Well, kind of, I think.
But
But if you are to hold Belgium within your sphere, I will hold the Dutch within mine, and we will live with that. Is that agreed?
I can agree with this.
Very well. In that case, Napoleon, I will return at some point to discuss with you in the future. But for now, I hope that you have chosen the right path, my friend.
This must be the most weird.
Ludendorff, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh yeah, what is going on, Hamu?
Why did you move our troops?
What?
Because I don't want the Polish to adapt to our stuff.
Ah, I see. I will put you personally in charge of the invasion of Poland, Ludendorff.
Yeah, I will absolutely.
I will not make the mistakes of my predecessor and micromanage the war, so it will be up to you entirely.
Okay.
Mr. So did you agree on something with Napoleon?
I had a long discussion with him, and if I'm going to be frank, until we secure the Polish territory in alliance with the Empire of Russia, I do not wish to piss off the French. I am deeply disappointed that they have been backing the Belgians. I know he does it purely for territorial gain in the lowlands. I know that's what it's for. It's not ideological, but it is still very disappointing.
Yes, I thought that the descendant directly from Napoleon would have been better, but I mean, I was just dreaming.
But to the Dutch, I promise that we will help you secure this territory in the future, but our interest in Poland must be dealt with first.
Yes. Do I need to make like some divisions? No, because they will probably naval invade.
Make good divisions.
Yeah,
we
prepare.
Can make fillers.
You must
Yeah,
prepare.
I think like 20 with like that's the best I can do.
Ludendorff, briefly, Ludendorff. While you deal with the Poles, I'm sure you're able to deal with that. I am going to go on a diplomatic mission to London to discuss the future with the British in relation to the French.
Yeah, and then can you go to Italy too?
I will make a tour of Europe. Ludendorff, I leave Germany in your hands and the invasion of Poland. Return our territory to the fatherland, brother. I will return.
Okay. Mr. I have...
Gentlemen.
Yes.
It is I, Wilhelm III. Let me first say, congratulations to the Empire of Russia. It is great to see the monarchy back.
Thank you.
I assume that a deal I have made with Vlasov in Poland will stand true.
Indeed, I've tried to negotiate maybe staying out and abandoning our deal, but they just seem to refuse. So, I mean, it's their fate.
Frankly, the Polish seem unreasonable. I too sought a diplomatic solution to the situation, but it has become clear that is not a possibility.
Indeed.
On to another greater matter. Edward, are you here?
Yes, I'm in my.
Have you seen the situation in the lowlands?
Yes, we have seen the fascist threat.
Indeed. Napoleon has sought to back the fascists in Belgium, which I find to be very disturbing.
Are you sure? Have they actually said that?
Take a look at France and answer that question yourself.
Yes, my friend, but you do not know if it was a diplomat that did that, and France may take it back.
I spoke directly with Napoleon himself from Paris, and he has made it clear that he is backing the fascist Flemish state in the lowlands.
Oh, no.
That is very bad.
Yes.
It is worrying. It makes me wonder if Napoleon himself is not a fascist sympathizer himself.
By his actions, it seems that he is.
So, gentlemen, I would propose that we create a demilitarized zone in the lowlands. I am obviously very close with the Dutch, and they are very worried as to an incursion from the Flemish and the French. And I seek the great monarchies of Europe to stand with the German Empire in backing the Dutch. For as you may know or may not know, the Flemish have ousted their monarch and have gotten rid of them. I do not know the fate of the Belgian monarch. But if this is the future that Napoleon seeks for Europe, I think we can be in agreement that it is unacceptable.
Well, we will back you, but we have few things to handle.
We understand you are busy, but gentlemen, I would just simply ask for, if the Dutch are invaded, that I will have your aid in defending them.
You will.
I guess.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. May the monarchies of Europe reign for 1,000 years.
Indeed. Indeed.
Go bankrupt on
I have, wait, no, I need to go to Italy too. Where the fuck is Italy? God damn it.
So, Mr.
Hello, Mr. Mussolini. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong one. Sorry. I'm so used to you playing Italy, man. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Hello.
Hello, who's speaking?
This is Kaiser Wilhelm III. I have come to Rome. I seek to discuss the future of Europe with Mussolini.
Well, interesting. Speaking to him.
What is your opinion on the situation in France?
France, we have seen no signs of violence yet. Do you present new information?
All we know is that the ambitions of Napoleon tend to be very, very great, and the past in relation to both the Germanic and the Italian people in relation to the Bonapartist line is a very dangerous one.
That is indeed true and concerning.
We have no desire to fight with the Italians. We see you as our brothers to the south and have no designs after Italy. But we are very worried about the French situation. We are seeking a system to contain the menace. We have spoken at length with the Russian Empire and the British Empire, and we have been in agreement that we must make sure that the French do not expand past their natural borders, as Napoleon has shown that he seeks to return to the old ways of France.
I absolutely agree. The French should not expand across their natural borders, and we will do ours to contain this.
Wonderful. We are glad to hear that. In that case, we have very little else to talk about unless you have something.
I do, however, wish to propose to you to embargo the Balkan countries, as they have proven to be bloodthirsty expansionists, taking Albania, Hungary. Now they're doing a war in Greece.
We have discussed the situation at length with Romania, and it's, this time they do not have any hostile relations towards our country. So we are very neutral on that matter. If we see them expand outside of the Balkans, which is what we heard from them, then we will have to completely reevaluate the situation.
Understand.
Is there anything else you wish to discuss?
That will be it.
Very well.
Like,
I'm aware.
It
already is,
the
man.
Balkans like fuck us.
I'm going to go on a personal mission to Russia because I want to get us a strong ally right now.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
And can you let me do research for a while because I need to like.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Where the fuck is Moist?
Perfect.
There he is. Hello,
Yes.
Mr. Vladimir. I have come to St. Petersburg to discuss the future of Europe with you.
Indeed.
The Germans are frankly starting to become very wary of the French presence, and we are seeking another strong ally to join with us. And of course, our first choice would be the strongest of European nations, the Russian Empire. Vladimir,
Indeed.
I wish us to speak plainly here. We are going to be partitioning Poland, and if our two nations would align with each other, very little could be done against us, as you know. So I would ask you what your opinion on such a matter would be.
I think that would be very, very interesting. Although I would need to wait and see what my advisors say.
Of course.
How the world forms currently.
I understand.
And to make it ethical, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah. Well, again, like out of character, I know it'd be strong, but like, I am going to restrain my own country and not do, bullying things. So.
Well, the thing is, UK is going to take the US for definite.
Oh, sure.
If Turkey, Romania, and the Balkans also go against us with France and Britain, it wouldn't be overpowered. So I wouldn't say hold your back. Just talk to them out of our.
If that situation happens, we'll unleash our full power. We are building heavy tanks, so. Like, I'm at the point with these RP games, I will always be building, like, strong, so I can, in case people try hard, I can defend against it, so.
Yeah, I'm going infantry only.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, in that case, it would be reasonable. So anyway, Mr. Vladimir, back in character, I will give you all the time you need to discuss such a proposal with your advisors. It is a huge, huge new direction in both of our nation's foreign policy, and it is one, frankly, I'm surprised none of our predecessors have considered. If such an alliance would be created, the world would tremble at our power. I will leave you with that thought. And when you have come to a decision, you may call upon me in Berlin, sir.
Indeed, indeed, I will.
Very well. I will bid you adieu. That was absolutely a Freudian slip, yeah. A normal Southern America as usual. Yeah, so they're like the American situation, no players really went in America, like I think at all. So it's very typical. No one went to America at all, I don't think. Nope, not a single person. So it's a little weird. What happened with Belgium? Belgium was protected by the French. They have entered the sphere of France. And Italy's joined a faction. I need Ludendorff here right now. Gentlemen! I have taken a train directly to Bucharest.
Yes.
Have you seen the situation with the French and the Italians?
I'm doing, at the moment, I'm doing the economic things in the Balkans.
The economic things are wonderful, Ludendorff, but look at Italy.
Oh, I know, they don't. I'm already shitting out more shit.
No.
Oh, boy. Well, we have lost our former ally Turkey to unknown reasons, so we're a little wary.
Now, we really need army XP. This is gonna be...
We're gonna fight the Poles on March 3rd of 40.
I'm trying to solve the Kurdish issue.
We'd be willing...
So
Romania
I
would
have
be
to
willing
join.
to assist with Poland in exchange for Stanislovo.
I'm sorry, what?
They want the South. I'm fine with that, frankly. You can have
Only the
Stanislovo.
southernmost territory.
Romania and the Belgrade Pact. The German Empire is seeking an alliance with the Russians, and if we could band together with the Belgrade Pact, not as a single faction, but as factions aligned with each other, I think that we would be able to secure our independence from the aggression of the French and the Italians.
Yes. We do still have Yugoslavia in our faction. I don't know who our diplomat is, but they have been getting threats from Italy, so we'd be willing to potentially intervene, and we would love to have stronger military allies.
Wonderful.
With us.
Wonderful.
Wait, France is declaring against us.
Are they really?
Yes.
Poland
They
joined
are.
the French
They
faction.
They should do it as a. They should do it as a like. They should do like a pre. They shouldn't like just declare.
Yeah, they need to put out a diplomatic statement because this is an RP.
Oh wait,
but Romania,
Poland joined the French faction.
Yes.
Romania, and to the Belgrade Pact, can we ask for your aid in this conflict? We are being hostilely aggressed by the Bonapartists, the fascist sympathizers. As fellow monarchists, I would ask you to stand by the German Empire in our time of need and help us to build a future without the aggression of the Bonapartists and the danger of the fascists.
We shall accept. We recommend forming a separate faction, though.
Of course, but if we stand by each other as mutual factions, we will be able to fight against this aggressor.
Of course, you shall have the ball.
All right, I will be taking a train to St. Petersburg. I must discuss things with Vladimir.
Of course.
Okay, fuck, can I ask, am I lagging out?
I don't think so, not too much.
Carter something is like.
Mr. Vladimir, I hate to push you on the matter, but I have taken an overnight train to St. Petersburg to discuss with you the situation in France. France is preparing an offensive war against us. Or at least they were. I think he may have just changed his political focus. He has had it pull into his faction, so the French are on your doorstep as well as mine.
Yes.
What is your opinion of the situation?
At the moment, I do not like the fact that they are allied with fascists. Although they are mostly democratic, does not mean they're not ruled by a
Both
fascist.
Italy and the Flemish are proud and strong fascist nations, sir.
Yes. As our nation, we are against any kind of that kind of ideology when it comes to communism as fascism, as it's treated us both wrong in the past. And I am fully against fascism. And if France is supporting fascism,
not only are the French supporting fascism, but they have called in the Poles, of course, who we have made a deal to partition.
Oh, I see.
Do you not see the situation in Poland?
Oh, I did not realize. Oh dear.
I am surrounded on two sides, and you
faction.
now have a border with a hostile, fascist-loving power.
Indeed. All right, I will officially side with your side.
May I invite you to a faction, Vladimir?
Indeed. Pass me the papers.
There you are. I think
let
this
me
is
write
the
this.
beginning of a beautiful friendship. Signing sounds. Nice.
Perfect.
Wonderful. Vladimir,
Yes.
I embrace you as my brother, and I hope that together we will forge a new future for our two great empires. In that case, I will take my leave. Thank you.
No problem.
Fucking hold. That's all I'm gonna say.
It should. It should. That's all I'm saying. It should.
The frontier of Russian pride is being put on the
You will
line.
permanently disgrace yourself and your nation if you fail to hold the fucking line against the French tanks, man.
74
Just saying.
161 heart attack.
I
not the
don't
best.
get nervous, you know. Can I sum it up in a few words? I don't get nervous, you know, but I'm starting to get a bit shaky. Is that how we sum it up, right?
Might be Parkinson's.
You know what? Oh my
Bro,
God.
that's not cool, Nate.
Why are you talking about Parkinson's?
Bro, like
That
that's
makes no, that has no relation.
that's kind of in bad taste, bro.
Actually, calm down. Actually, calm down. Okay, let's talk strategy instead of dumbass shit.
I thought Parkinson's was on with your handshake.
Oh.
Is that not Parkinson's? I don't know.
Stop, please. Just
All right, so guys, focusing on the war effort again. We'll all right, we're ready, boys, to war.
All right, wait.
Let's go.
No. Fuck, my division on the front line went trained, you prick. Fuck's sake.
What do 9 out of 10 people enjoy?
Oh my god.
They're walking, it's fine. I'm joining
War
the war, I'm
economy,
joining the war.
finally.
Let's
What do
go!
9 out of 10 people like? Gang rape.
Why are we not at war with fucking?
He needs to join the war. He's not allowed not to.
Fine, in 6 days we got justification, I prepared.
Yeah, Russia knew what Poland was gonna do.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm not that stupid.
Fuck yeah, it's Putin, man.
I started justifying 2 months ago. I knew, bro. I was like, no.
Shout out to Russia being MVP and knowing what the fuck's up.
Who is Somar? Who is Somar?
Yeah.
Wait, what didn't do?
Okay, they
Oh,
joined.
look at the green.
Just
Look at the green on our side, guys. Look at the green.
Like that. I don't know why they joined.
I don't know what you're expecting. It's Poland.
We're already crossing
This
the
man
line.
tried to build a level 2 fort line, bro.
What? Level 2?
Oh god.
Look at him.
This is where I exceed. This is where I exceed.
Yeah.
This is
This
so
is
sad.
bullying, but it's like deserved bullying.
This-
I don't know.
Romania, oil.
I'm glad we get to bully Putin, bro.
Oil, this is the point.
Is that
Romania,
no
oil fast. What? Give us oil, please.
Someone just.
I'm sending you
like-
5,000, don't worry, I'm sending you 5,000.
Fuck yes.
Give us like, nah, we need like constant production.
Yeah, we need percent.
60%.
Yeah, daily, I know.
Daily.
I'm sending you 5,000 daily.
We are
We
wasting.
Lithuania, pay attention on the front. Let's go.
Yes. How's it going, Jack Gaming? What is up?
We're going in.
Green circle.
Right here. Scandinavia with the cavalry. Go right there.
Bruh, no, they're not even pushing us.
This is bullying.
Look at the Eastern front, dude. Oh, Poland just got fucked.
It's not even fair.
Yep.
Look at him. Guys, zoom out real quick and look at the front. What happened?
For anyone who's saying this bullying, go watch my VOD. I made attempts to try and work with Poland. Just saying.
eine Flasche Rotwein und ein Stückchen Braten schenken die Mädchen ihren Soldaten. Ei warum, ei darum, ei warum, ei darum, ein Toast in den Gin, rassa, pum, rassasa. Ein Toast in den Gin, rassa, pum, rassasa. Kommen die Soldaten wieder in die Heimat, sind ihre Mädchen alle schon verheiratet. Ei warum, ei warum, ei warum, ei warum, ein Toast in den Gin, rassa, pum, rassasa. Ein Toast in den Gin, rassa, pum, rassasa. Poland.